Hi loves. Welcome back again for the second half of this video. Anyways, back to the reason why we're here, and you guys know we are on to the subject of books, and I've taken you guys through this entire section of books that I've read, and then we have these entire sections I have not taken you guys through. These are like the bigger books. Yeah, so we're about to enter the bigger books. So anyways, on to the next book. We have Managing Your Emotions. Managing Your Emotions by Joyce Meyer. For me, this is also a Christian book because there was a lot of Bible quotes in this book. It has been beneficial to me. Although, I won't lie, okay? I will not lie. I've not been able to go even up to half of this book. This is like reading a textbook for me, so I feel like that's why I haven't gone through it. Okay, I only just come here to pick informations whenever I feel like my emotions are getting the best of me. From the chapters I've read, it's more on managing your emotions, how not to make your emotions get the best of you, how to understand your emotions. But I think I'm still in chapter 3. Now, when I'm in my peak emotional state, I run here and I like read like a couple of pages and then close it back. So that's why. Well, I like the book, okay? I'm not gonna rate this book because I haven't like gone depth into it, but generally it's a good book. It was a good find for me. It's something that I'm still gonna keep coming back and be reading, okay, whenever I need that help. It's like my therapy, okay? Like my therapy book. Whenever I need like, a little bit of help, I come here because you get to learn. They quote Bible passages and scriptures. So it's a Christian book. It's a Christian book too. So I do like it, and it's something that I would also recommend. Wow, now that I'm going through this, I'm just realizing there's a lot of books in my library that I haven't read completely, and I keep buying more. There's still a good amount that I've read completely, okay? So they're the ones that I've read completely, they're the ones that have gone middle, and they're the ones that I just couldn't even stand it, okay? Like the twin scandal. Anyways, we're on to the next book, and it's called House, The Only Way Out Is In by Frank Peretti and Ted Decker. I don't know if I pronounced it well, but yeah. This is a horror story, a horror book. Yeah, I got lost in the book. I got more than halfway. I think. Yeah. Oh, see where I stopped. Yep. So I stopped at page 204. I still have a long way to go though, but I got lost in the book. You know when you keep creating images in your head and then you get lost because you're like, wait. What happened before this? How did we get here? I said it's a horror book, but I had this book 2021, so it's been in my library for a while. The book's centered on two couples who were, on the verge of having a divorce. So they went out to seek a therapist. Then along the way, they were going at night, and then their car happened to get stuck, and it happened that it was like someone that was psycho that set like a car trap in the middle of the road. No, because their car was stuck, and the only house that they could find next was like a in-house kind of vibe, and then they went in to look for help, and they were like, okay, let's just go in here and stay for the night. Tomorrow morning we'll continue our journey, which was like that was the trap, obviously. So when they went into the house, they realized that there was a lot and then there was another family in the house too. I think 2 other families, and then the next day they realized there was no way out. They could not leave the house, and the person that like set all those traps made a maze underground in the house, and then they got lost in the maze. He was chasing them. He killed one of them. He set them against each other. It was just a lot. Like at the point I was like, come on now, let this book end. Like yeah, I got lost in the maze. I got lost creating images in my head of the scenarios. But it was a good one. I rate the book like a 6.8. Moving on to the next book, we have this book by Akin Alabi, How to Sell to Nigerians. This is the second book by Akin Alabi that I have read. The first one, Big Money small something big money. I don't know. I'll leave it on the screen. I bought that book, I think 2019, when I was about to start my business. Oh my God, that book was the best book I've ever read about a business, especially if you're a Nigerian trying to get clients in Nigeria and how to target Nigerian audience. That book was a mind opener. I think I bought this new one this year, a couple of months ago, and it's very, 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 very informative. I implemented the advice that I got from this book into my business, and it did work. The strategies in here, it did work. This book, 9/10, because it just feels like it's a mentor that's giving me advice. He writes in a manner like he's talking to you. No big grammar, like he's not doing it because of the literature. You can tell that he just wants to impact. I just had to get this in my library, and this is a good one, a very good find. And then the next book is Why Men Marry Bitches. But this book, well, I don't know if my opinion on this book is going to be a bit controversial. The reason why I bought this book was because I've heard so many girls talk about this book, and I was like, yeah, I need to get my hands on this. So when I saw it, I was like, you're coming home with me, like, you're coming home with me. The first few chapters, I was digging it, like I was digging what they were saying. And then as it kept getting deeper and darker into the chapters, I just realized it was a bit toxic. I'll rate the book like a 7.5 because I feel like it's a good book. But the content it was just getting darker and darker, and I was like, nah. No, I don't want that. Yeah, it's just a lot. I don't want a man to marry me because I'm a bitch. Nah, I want to be soft. I want to be curly. I want to be loved. I want to be saved. I want to be delusional. And then we're going to the next book. This book I stole from my friend again, who gave me this book. I hope you're not looking for this book. It's in my hand, okay? Yeah. 100 million offer. I have not been able to even go past the first 10 pages of this book. One, I feel like it's too complicated for my soul. And then two, the tactics are not even applicable as a Nigerian youth. It's a foreign information. So for this book, I don't really have much to say on this book because, like I said, I haven't read the book completely. Now, we're almost done. This is the second to the last book, and it's called The Alchemist. This book, 10/10. I love this book. I love it. Oh my God. This book has some kind of nostalgia for me. The plot in the book, amazing. The story was amazing. It was about a guy who was in search of treasure. In his dream, the treasures were under a pyramid, something like that. So it was just, I don't know, please forgive me. My memory is just very, very faint because it's been a while. There was a lot of valuable lessons to learn. I think there was a bit of romance because he liked a lady on his journey, on his tree. He was a shepherd before. Then he sold all his sheep, and then he had to travel around the world in search of his treasure. 10/10. I love this book, okay? For the last book, it's a book called Crushing It, How Great Entrepreneurs Build Their Business and Influence, and How You Can Too. He mentioned YouTube, how to influence, yada, 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 but trust me, there should not be an entire book this much on influencing. It's what happened. Chapters were focused on different social media platforms. I think a chapter was about Facebook, another one was Instagram, another one was this. I just feel like this book shouldn't pass this size. I mean, if they are trying to teach someone on social media and how to influence online, but having this amount, I mean, how many Gen Z is going to go through all of this to get information? Too much. It's an information I can get online from researching. I don't have to get myself bored and lost in this book. And you get this book is small, but trust me, there's a lot of information in this book, more than this. And he was just making a lot of references. He mentioned, if you are familiar with YouTube, you know Karina Bears. He mentioned Karina Bears in this book. He mentioned some other YouTubers. Just talk about their success. So, the book is gonna go for a 4 out of 10 for me in my books. 4 out of 10. But I like the color yellow. It's a fine book, fine cover. So yeah, it's part of my library. So anyways, that brings you to the end of my the end of my book tour. So there's a book that I own that is not here, which is 48 Law of Power. I like that book, but it was a little bit manipulative. I feel like it was making me wicked for no reason. I was just trying to experiment everything that was going on, and it was quite toxic. It was cool, but it's not a book I would recommend, because I just feel like you don't need to know that. Like, you don't need to be evil. Like, be good. Why? That book was 7/10, and then they were making some kind of reference to like historical events. I think, if I'm right, they also made reference to the Bible there too. My book collection is like, I think I'll give it a 6/10. I could do better. I want to upgrade the kind of books and literature that I read. I'm trying to look for cool African literature that talks about like past events, history of like some historical events that happened in Africa, like cool. I don't have any book like that in my collection, but I want to get those kind of book. And then I want to also get a bit more romance novels. I want to collect a romance novel that's gonna be as much as this, something to keep me very busy. And then another book I want to read is Games of Thrones. I don't know, I've never watched that movie, but I have heard a lot about that movie. I went to a friend's place, like I think early this year, and then he had Games of Thrones, the book. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, yes. I might not be able to watch something, but to read it, I'll prefer reading it. So yeah, I want to collect that book. I really want to collect that book. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it, because when I saw it was a lot of information. So hopefully I'm able to finish it. So anyways, my love, we have come to the end of this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. We have been with me through this book journey. This was a whole lot of journey. And we have come to the end of the book tour. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know what your opinions are on my books in the comment section. Let's talk, let's get chatty. Knowing the kind of taste I have now, can you also recommend some books for me in the comment section? Let me also add some my library. If you're bookworm, let me know. Okay, have a lovely day. Okay, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for staying through this journey. Have a lovely day, and I will see you guys on my next upload. Bye.